Test.
Is it working?
It is.
Oh, wonderful.
We're back. Can you believe it?
Hi, we're back in town.
It's winter. It's already. And
we skipped from August to... Is it winter? No. Which date is today? The 20th. So tomorrow the winter starts. We still made it. It's still fall. Or no. The winter.
Okay.
The winter starts at the
21st of December. So why is it snowing already?
My God, we're. I wanted to say so we're good, but yes, there was snow today, so kind of winter-ish.
Kind of winterish,
especially for a Mexican, maybe.
Especially
for
a Mexican lady.
Yeah. So, but the important thing is we're back.
Back again.
Last year, we promised you that we would try to give you more episodes this year. Last year, we gave you 4. This year, we're going to give you 4.
So we failed miserably.
It seems to be our golden number.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
4 is a nice even number.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, I got nothing.
No? Okay.
Should we get started?
Well, it is what it is. So, let's get started.
Let's go.
Welcome to a brand new episode of our lovely podcast, Are We Better Friends Yet? As the viewers might see, I'm not reading a script because this episode is going to be from the heart. It is episode number 4, and in this episode we will tell you everything about Flameborn.
Flameborn?
What is Flameborn? I hear you say, quite literally here. Flameborn is my latest single, and it is a duet for which I invited none other than my dear friend and podcast host, good word, Marcela Bovio! Yes.
And since it's the first time that we, it's not the first time that we've sung together, of course, but it's the first time that we recorded something. Is it really, though?
Is it? No, it's not?
I think it isn't. I think we have been featured on a song together before.
That's true.
The Power of Love.
The Power of Love, yeah, which was a metal cover of for a charity. But that doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
We were 2 of how many?
Hundreds.
Yeah, it's like
thousands.
It was like Heal the World, only the metal edition.
It was like Heal the World, the Dutch metal edition.
The Dutch metal. No. Was it only Dutch? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that happened.
Yeah. But this is way more special because this is an actual duet.
Now it's for real. It's a duetto. Duetto. So yeah, and it has an awesome video clip.
Yes.
Featuring only the 2 of us. So
and a demon.
Ooh. Yes, but let's get into that later.
Okay.
So anyway, we thought it would be really cool to devote a podcast episode to this song titled Flameborn. Let me give you a little bit of a backstory. So Flameborn is part of my solo project, and I'm doing the solo project in an unconventional way. Not all of you are very happy with it. Others love it because I really take you on a journey. What I do is I release 2 songs per year. And those songs are like your tea, really hot.
Hot.
Flaming hot. 2 songs per year. They're all one big continuous story. And with each song, I give you a chapter of the story. This is song number 4. Each song has a video. And like I just said, this song does not only feature Marcela on vocals, but also in the video. And today we're going to dive into... everything Flameborn. So we're going to talk about the writing process, which, of course, you weren't too much part of.
I would say 0%.
Yeah. Okay, so writing process, check. We've done that. Recording.
No, I think it's good to talk about it because for people who have not heard the song, which, I mean, hello, where have you been? No, but I think it's nice to give a little bit of context.
Yes, we shall.
Yeah.
And we can also compare it to you songwriting.
Ah, okay.
Okay, so start thinking about that. So, songwriting. We will, of course, then also talk about the recording, how it was together in the studio.
Yeah.
Because that's very interesting. And then we have the video recording.
Yes.
Which was a fun but long and intensive weekend as well.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Yes. And in case we get stuck, we've asked you on Patreon as well as social media what questions that you have for us. So we will also go through them and answer the best ones.
Yes.
But before we get started on Flameborn, I just want to ask you, Marcela, how have you been?
Well, I am excellent.
Great.
I am doing
You're
great.
going to stand outside because you're so outstanding. Okay.
Yeah. No, I'm doing really great. Well, we haven't been doing this for a really long time.
Yeah.
Since August apparently. But I've been able to do some very nice things. I've been back in the studio recording a little project of mine that I can still tell you nothing about, but it was very fun.
Except that I've visited those recordings.
Yes.
And those are some nice vocals.
Yeah, thanks. It was a very satisfying project, so no spoilers. But it was a very satisfying thing to do and record, so that was very nice. And well, actually, the thing that has me the happiest since last week is that I'm officially graduated from hospital checkups.
Graduated.
I am
got a diploma.
I got my my diploma.
The big all clear.
The big all clear since 5 years of getting some very bad news. So that has me very happy.
Yeah. I know.
And I'm cold, but I'm also leaving for Mexico in like 1.5 weeks.
And you're cold.
You can have your snow and your winter, because I don't care. I'm leaving.
So we're jumping from the big all clear to snow, and I there's a little bit of feeling in me that says that snow is the worst of the two.
No, well, I mean, it's not worse than...
No, obviously not. But you make it sound like, and then there was snow.
No, it's just so early in the year. I mean, we're recording this
in November.
Yeah.
It's not that early.
But anyway, no, I'm not gonna complain. I'm not even gonna complain about the snow.
And it's wet snow. I mean, it's all gone now.
That's true, but it's wet also, which means it's very cold. It's not the cow.
Winter is coming.
Watercow.
Watercow. Yeah, for those who do not know that, in the Netherlands we have very many words for different types of rain and different types of cold
weather.
Yes, so the climate, the weather, the coldish-ness we're experiencing right now
is water cold.
Is water cold, yes.
Which means the kind of cold that just like cuts through your winter clothes and gets into your bones.
Indeed, it's like this cutting cold. Yeah. Without then even the wind interfering with it. It's just that there's so much moisture in the air. It almost feels like the moisture is freezing.
Yeah.
And you're walking through this thin layer of ice.
Yeah, but I mean that's good that you mentioned that, because to have some positive perspective to this, it's been cold and wet, but it could also be cold, wet, and windy, and that sucks.
Yeah,
even more. And it hasn't been windy, so
maybe if it's in the proper direction, it will get your plane faster to Mexico. There's an upside to everything.
But anyway, how have you been?
Well, good. I released a brand new single called Flameborn. Yes. Have you heard it?
I heard about it.
So that has happened, and we will discuss that obviously.
And we got some very nice
presents. That's also what I wanted to mention. I have a great group of patrons. Not only us from the podcast, I know that you have a great group of patrons.
I do.
I have them too, and they are really supportive of my solo career. And one of them, which we actually have in both our solo patrons and on our podcast Patreon, has given us these wonderful cups, or how do you call them in English?
Like a thermos?
Yeah, thermos cans.
So why don't you narrate it while I put it in front of the camera and model it?
Yes, let's. So there is a depiction of Marcela and me on there. I think both wearing outfits that we would never wear in real life, but that makes it all the more interesting. and it says partners in crime.
This is very difficult because it's mirrored. But you can see it.
Oh yeah, well, it says partners in crime. And then on the other side is a quote that you actually said in the podcast, but you can't remember, which is very suitable. And it says, just remember, if we get caught, you're deaf and I don't speak English. And it's brilliant because we have two of them.
Yeah.
And
And they're full of tea. Cheers.
Tea, yeah.
Tea. It's only tea. We could have easily made this a hot toddy with it.
A what?
A hot toddy.
A hot toddy.
So you add the whiskey and honey.
Oh, I didn't know it was.
That'll warm you up.
Okay. So that happened, and a little extra happened. This is really cool. One of my fans.
Should I model it?
Yeah. Is an author, or at least he has written a book, his first book. So he now is an author, has become an author, and one of the characters. Oh, sorry. I'm hiding so that yes. Beneath the Chimes is what the book is called, and one of the characters is based on yours truly, so me. So go and check out the book. It's from N.P. Aerosmith.
What an honor.
Yeah, that's really cool, right? Beneath the Chimes is the title, and I won't say which character is me. You just have to read it, find out, and do let me know.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes. I think so too. So that has happened. It's a tremendous honor. I mean, I've already had so much things of which I think they are an honor. For example, there's this line in the lyric of Flameborn, through this nightfall, I'll be your northern star.
Yeah.
And one of my patrons now has a tattoo on her collarbone of that line.
Wow.
That I thought was also really cool. So
Very
cool stuff
cool.
happening, people honoring me as a musician, and there is no greater feeling than that. So,
Very lovely.
not that we've mentioned music, being a musician, shall we dive in?
Yes.
Great. How shall we do this? Oh, maybe we should now have the...
Yes.
Okay. Will you start it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
This is when one of those actual podcast soundboards and
Yeah,
stuff.
we don't have a soundboard.
We don't have a...
We just
no.
edit that in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, great. So
Spontaneity. Get over yourself.
yeah, I'm going to be scrolling through the Facebook questions, and
Yeah.
you there have Instagram. Let's see.
Hold on. First, I want you to tell me, Flameborn. What is Flameborn about for those people who haven't heard the song?
Oh, good question. Flameborn is a story about friendship, about a long lost friendship reconnecting, and it's a autobiographical.
It's autobiographical.
Autobiographic.
Auto.
So it happened in real life.
based on a true story.
Yeah, but that's Netflix saying, okay, this is crap. And then none of this is true, but some of it is. So this whole story is true. It is actually about me and Stephen Wisso, who was the bass player of Xandria. And when I left Xandria, we also didn't speak to one another anymore. We weren't fighting necessarily, but it just... our friendship was paused.
Yeah.
And then many years later, he contacted me. Actually, on my birthday, he sent me a text saying, hey, I don't know if you still want to hear from me. I've been thinking of you a lot. And, happy birthday. And how about catching up?
Yeah.
And my reaction to seeing that text was this. I was like scrolling through all the birthday messages, like, oh, many, many, many. Oh, so many I have to reply to. Like this. And then was like,
Boo-hoo.
Stephen. Stephen.
Yeah, what do you feel at the moment?
Yeah, pulse racing, like all warm. Like I didn't yet read the message. I just saw his name, and I was like, "Is this good news or is the whole Xandria thing coming up now?"
Right.
So I didn't know, and then I opened it, and I instantly knew because he opened with, as he always does, "Hi, honey," and I was like, "Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good." And then that was on the 3rd of June, obviously my birthday. And then exactly 1 month later, on the 3rd of July, I went to visit him at his house in the southern part of Germany. And we literally ran towards one another as we do in the video.
Yeah.
And then hugged it out. And that was such a wonderful moment. The good thing also was that he wasn't wearing armor. So it was a nice hug.
We'll get back to that.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that happened. And like I just said, my whole album, the title will be Soulward Bound. Didn't mention that yet.
Yeah.
But the whole album is one big continuous story, and this is one of its chapters. So it's about restoring a long-lost friendship.
Very cool.
And, I obviously had to have you in there because singing about a friend can only be done with a friend.
Yay!
And since you're such an amazing vocalist...
Oh, thank you.
It was not a question.
Ah.
The only question I had was... how am I going to perform with you in the room? But we'll also get to that, since that is part of the recordings.
Did we get questions about the studio? Let me check, 'cause I don't know.
Think so, yeah.
This is maybe a nice question to ask you before going into what the recordings were like. Let's start.
Process.
Yes, because SM Imago, who has a name in Greek on his profile, so I don't know what your name is. I'm sorry. But he SM _ Imago asked on Instagram. In general, I'm wondering, what's your song composition process? Do you write the lyrics first or the music? Also, once the first demo was recorded, what were the improvements you did from the demo to the final version? So basically, he's very interested in the process of creating the song. How does that work? Start from the beginning. So many
questions in one.
So what do you write first, the music or the lyrics?
So what I have is topics for all the 10 songs.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That I will be releasing. And those I consider my blueprint. So now I have a new topic already in mind. But for Flameborn, I knew that it would be about my reconnection with Steven. But I didn't yet know how that would... what that would sound like, what it would look like.
Yeah.
So that is something that comes up with a brainstorm. And I'm someone who really thinks visually. Yeah. And I'm very lucky to work together with Joost van den Broek, who really thinks differently. He thinks from the audio perspective. Yeah. And that is a good match because I'm... it's for me. I think in images. So reconnecting, the fire had to be there because it was Sacrificium was the Alexandria album on which we got together in the band. Or that sounds weird. We entered the band. He was there a little bit before because we never got together. It's a friendship, not a lovership. How does one say that?
Relationship.
Yes. Sorry. No, so the writing process, that's me and Joost getting together. I have my ideas. They're mostly visual ideas. He then is somehow able to transform them into audio ideas.
That's amazing.
Very basically, very basic ideas. And then we start out with a melody. If it's a good melody, it becomes the chorus. If it's a beautiful but not, chorusy melody, it's hard to describe. I'm sure that you know what I mean.
Exactly what you mean.
Yeah, because a chorus melody just does that. Yeah. And if it doesn't do that, then it's not a chorus. It can be a pre-chorus. It can be a
bridge, a verse,
an intro,
an outro.
A vocal intermezzo. It can be anything, but the chorus just has to speak to you directly. If you have a vocal line that's nice and it doesn't speak to you directly, you can not even bend it into a chorus.
No. A chorus.
Yeah. So sometimes I have lyrical ideas. Sometimes he has. Well, always he has great ideas. Sometimes
yes, he does.
He always has great ideas, and then it's one big puzzle, you know. Sometimes it's the line is already there, and sometimes it's like, okay, that's a cool line, but what if we twist it like this? I mean, for my voice, I love big jumps. So is it an octave or is it even bigger? The one I think it's an octave or just yeah, that one. That's a big jump. Also in the yeah, you need to nerd this out. I have the sheet music right there, by the way. Yeah, I think so because it's not a pure octave. I don't know it by heart. I have to read it. Marcela is playing the piano on her phone.
It's a sixth.
Okay, so anyway, these big jumps, my voice loves that because I can bring the full body from the lower notes. I can bring it straight up, and my voice just does like toot on those notes. So we
talked about this.
So it's we did. We actually only did it on the Patreon live stream. Yeah. But you can compare my voice to a trombone. It loves singing loud, full-bodied notes.
Yeah,
a lot of warmth. That's what it does best. So I have to have those in there. So I at this first stage I already think about what suits my voice. So we already implement that. And then come basic chords, which we can still alter because we have a few writing sessions just for one song.
Yeah.
And then
awesome
arrangements and stuff that all comes later.
Yeah, okay. So first, basically, you write the basic, the skeleton of the song.
Yeah,
you would say.
the blueprint. Right. The blueprint is the idea and some visual ideas. As soon as we start songwriting, I already see the video before
That's amazing.
me. Yeah, well, not the finished script, but I do see some visions of this and this and this, and then
I find that so remarkable because I do not have that at all.
The visual aspect.
I don't think visual. I think in sounds.
Yeah, which is great because I don't do that.
Yeah, so I hear things. If I write, because I write, I think a little bit similar. I come up with melodies and then I figure out is this a chorus? Is this a verse?
Yeah.
And then I put them into music, but I do not have that visual. I don't know how it looks like. I know how it sounds like, but I don't know how it should look. So I really have to force myself into thinking of a visual.
Yeah.
But for me it's the concept and the texture, the sound.
How can you describe what a sound should sound like? Like, how do you plan that up front?
I just hear it in my head.
But I'm trying to find like a synonym for that, and then I come up with words such as colors, which is again a visual thing.
Yeah. But that's the thing. That's I think how we differ from one another. You see it, I hear it.
Yeah.
So I know, for instance, if I have a song. For instance, I have a song in my head that I'm writing an album at the moment, and I have a song in my head. I know how everything should sound like.
Really?
But I just need to record it. And it's not it's not that I know everything to the T, but I know, for instance, now I'm thinking of vocals and piano and a string quintet, for instance. And then I know the kind of texture that everything should have, and I know the kind of register where everything should be.
Wow.
But then I have to sort of like actually write the arrangement, like, oh, here there should be something that sounds fast, or here there should be something that sounds like, like more like a swelling of strings or anything.
I love that already.
Yeah, but I hear it. I don't see it. It's there. In sounds. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you have this, but if I write some melodies, sometimes I start with gibberish and then the lyrics come along.
I used to do that for Ex Libris, indeed.
Yeah.
We used to have demo lyrics. But for my Dianne music, I never did that.
Really?
No.
You always write the melody with the lyric already.
Yeah, pretty well. They follow one another pretty fast. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is a puzzle, lyric writing. I mean, it takes days before I'm finally happy with the lyric, because I will go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, even if there's just one note or one vowel that I do not like.
Yeah, but this is something that I have like very, very strongly, like the vowel sounds.
Oh my God, yes, because they can make or break the line.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if it's the wrong vowel on the wrong note, it just misses expression, it misses warmth. It just stop singing. Yeah, I mean, there's no purpose to it anymore because it needs to fit. It's one big puzzle, and if everything fits, then it's a kind of magic.
Yes, exactly. Very cool. So I think that says a lot about how you write the song.
Yeah. Thinking, is there anything else on the writing process?
I really like though that you go into a lot of detail with your lyrics as well, because I know, for instance, in this song,
there are a lot of Easter eggs. There's
a lot of symbols. There's a lot of references to other things.
Yes.
You want to tell us a little bit about that?
Well, a funny thing maybe in this lyric is that there are lines in there which were also in the first song. And just to give you an idea, the story-wise, this song is divided. So there's a future narrative, or the present, present narrative, and then there's a past. And the past narrative actually is a prequel to After the Storm.
Gun, gun, gun.
Dun, dun, dun. And in the video, those are the dark scenes, and then the light scenes are the present. And so to even make that more obvious, I also copied some lyrics from After the Storm into this song.
That I hadn't realized.
And then changed some little words to give them a better meaning of the coming together of me and my long lost friend. So in After the Storm, for example, I sing the curtain fell, and now I sing our curtain fell.
Oh,
it's those little things. Again, the tyrant is back. That is a reference to
who will not atone.
To unleash the siren, which is the second one.
Yeah.
Only now it's a shared demon, which is very clear also by the video.
Yeah.
Oh, what else? I'm obviously... you
mentioned Nightfall, which I know.
Speaking about Nightfall, which is the first single from the Sacrificium album, which was the album that Steven and I recorded, the first album together for Exandria.
How about the Northern Star? Does it have a symbolism?
Yeah, it's more because fire is light, and of course a star is not a dot in the sky. It's a forever burning entity. So it's like it's like
mind's being blown.
From now on, this is forever. We're restored and won't be leaving you. And if I didn't steal this, but I was inspired by a song to the moon from Dvorak, from the opera Rusalka, which she's looking up to the moon, and she's then saying, wherever you are, if you're looking at the same moon, because there's only one, then we're somehow together. That's what she's saying to her prince.
Wow.
So I'm saying to my friend, which in the video and in the song is you, and in the real story is Stephen, we don't need to be together. If I look up at the sky and I see the brightest star out there, which is the Northern Star, which will burn my entire lifetime, I know that you're there.
Wow. Oh, that's so nice.
That can be nice at times.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's that. And then obviously, I had to find musicians. I really should say we had to find musicians, because obviously Joost is a big part of that.
Yeah.
especially for the other songs. But for this one, I already knew that I also wanted to work with Chris from Serenity. I know him from Serenity, Helmsdorfer. I know him from Serenity. He's now also playing in Beyond the Black. We've toured together with Chris. He's a really cool dude, and I already had him somehow, on the horizon for working together.
Cool.
I know that he's also befriended with Steven, so he was a very logic guy to ask to perform.
Because Steven also
song.
plays in the song, of course.
And then obviously on bass, Steven, yes, that just had to happen.
Yeah.
Fun thing is though that when I asked him, it's not when I asked him, it's that more like when we reconnected and he heard the first song, I just looked at that Northern Star and I saw it bouncing and I just had to text him what's happening. Because that star doesn't look that stable anymore. No, he was like bouncing up and down from the get-go. Like, hey, if you need a bass player, I want to perform.
Cool. Yeah.
And then he didn't know yet that one of the songs would be about him. I just said, there will be a time and a place for this. And
that's
once
great.
that's there, I will ask you to be on the song. So, song 3 happened. And then I said, okay, so the next one, you're up. If you're still up for it. And he was like, yeah, for sure I am. So he came to the studio in Rijen to record the bass tracks, and I told him then. I told him, this song is extra special not only because you're performing on it, actually, especially because you're performing on it, because it will be about us. It will be for you. Yes. And then he was. He just showed me his arms and it was like goosebumps.
Oh, so cute.
And then later on, I sent him the lyrics once they were finished. And I got this typical Steve-O reply. He said, yeah, I like it, but there are way too many flowers. which is Steven's language for saying just keep it plain and simple. That's him. He's a rock and roll dude.
Right.
And I'm the romantic poetry girl.
Yeah.
So
I like flowers.
Oh, yeah, I actually, and you will have to bleep this out. I just said and then it's about reconnecting our friendship. And I'm so happy to have you back in my life. So happy to have you on this recording. And it means so much to me. So you better accept the flowers.
Yes. Steven.
Yeah. Well, he did.
You got flowers. You better put them in a nice vase and enjoy them.
Yeah.
No, great. I didn't know that. That's fun.
Yeah. So then we also needed a drummer, and for this we already had Arjen van Wezenbeek.
Just a drummer.
No, but because we wrote the drumming pattern especially for him.
Yes,
because it's
surprises
very
there.
Typical for him, certain feels and
Yeah.
So it already was a song in which you could hear Arjen even before we asked him.
He's so amazing.
Yeah. Oh, he's very kind. And I actually ran into him before we asked him. And then he said, I really like your project. If you ever need me. So I was like, okay, check. So he did the drums. And
excellent.
so that's the band complete. Because obviously Joost then, being a co-writer, also does the orchestrations. And if there's a synthesizer, he also does that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we have a synthesizer up till now. Don't think so. We'll ask him. But anyway, I needed a partner in crime, as the mug says, for the duetto, and there were you.
Yes.
So now I finally can ask you a question. What did you think when I asked you?
Oh, I was just very touched.
But were you also surprised, or was it something like I might one day be invited to?
No, I was really surprised because I knew what your project was about, and it seemed to me like, it was going to be a very, very personal adventure. Of course, I didn't think of the fact that you were going to have a song about Steven, for instance. Mm-hmm. But in my head, it didn't. It didn't really fit. It's like, this is your story.
Yeah.
You're going to tell it by yourself. So now it's just very excited. I mean, I've seen what you guys have been doing and what you've been doing. So I thought great. And I also, of course, knew that there was going to be a video with it, and it was probably gonna look fantastic.
So that was your first thought, like, yes, gonna be in the video.
No, but then you told me what the song was about and everything, and it just like it clicked. So yeah, no, I was just very excited.
Yay!
Just very excited and very flattered.
I also remembered that I also showed you the demo that we had back then, which was like really, really basic. It was even so that you said, "Are you really gonna show her that or play her that?" And I was like, "Yeah, she's able to look through it."
Yes, people are gonna think that you had this like trashy ass demo, which is not the case because it was already a very good.
But you should imagine everything on this demo is programmed.
Yeah.
So there's no real instruments yet. There's no vocal line. It's just a piano playing the vocal line. Mm-hmm. So it's they're not, the parts of the guitars are not like the full parts yet. It's more a suggestion of this is this part, this is that part, this is it's more like the sketch that one does, and then later on perfects.
Yeah.
if that's the case.
No, but I think I'm very much able to listen to a sketch.
Yeah, if I would play that to my parents, they would be like,
they wouldn't get it.
That sounds differently.
Yeah. Like, oh,
where are you?
Yeah. No, but I mean, yeah. No, I definitely knew what it was gonna become. Well, no, it became even more awesome than I imagined that it was gonna become. By the way.
Oh yeah, I have the same thing because it became so huge. That
huge. You might even say, yeah, awesome. But now that we're on this topic, because I have a question here that is from the one Bardo, because we can link it to this. He says, "How long ago did you decide to collaborate?" And I don't remember when you asked me. So,
well,
do you know?
All of my songs are written, recorded, produced, mixed, mastered, video recorded, and released in the spectrum of half a year.
Yeah.
So it was released on 17th of November on Marcela's birthday.
Yeah, 25. Such a beautiful age.
Again. I don't know how she does it. I actually do know. So anyway, from there and then half a year back, somewhere in between.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Because for now, the first writing session of Dianne 5 is coming up.
Yeah.
And we have no idea who will be one of the guest musicians, because I have a different set of musicians for every song.
Wat dan? Wat mis je dan?
There's nothing yet. I don't have a drummer, I don't have a bass player, I don't have a guitar player.
You have nothing.
Well, I have something. Which is me. I only have me and the wonderful Joost.
Well, that's already quite a lot.
Solid bass. Yes, quite a lot. But no featuring musicians yet.
Right.
That's what I meant.
Okay.
What was the question?
Now, when we decided to work together.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the past half year.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Okay. Cool.
I have an interesting question, because I think... okay. Did you share the same musical vision for the song right from the start, or did it take you some time to agree on... Oh, it's a long question. On what was your mind, so that the result would represent exactly the story and emotions you wanted, Jesus, but also made both your voices shine? That is Bettina Müller asking that. Shall I make that a shorter question?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a question answered by you entering the studio on recording day, on which we kind of joke like, hi, how are you? And you said, good, I'm ready to belt it out. And I was like, no. To opera it out.
To opera it out.
So I think that already answers the question. Did you share the same musical vision?
Well, no. I mean, you. So for starters, well, I think we already mentioned that this is your song. You guys wrote it.
Elton John actually wrote that. This is your song.
You wrote Flamer together with Jos van den Broek, and it was already written and finished when I came into the picture. Of course, I heard the demo and everything, but I didn't write anything. So it was basically your idea, your melodies, your vision, and everything like that. However, no, I love classical singing.
There's such a big but coming.
I think I can do it pretty well.
Yes,
but I am not a fan myself of singing very classical in metal, especially when it's in a lower register. So I like my voice better in that register.
For you
when
personally.
I'm singing, yes,
yeah.
When I'm singing more, a little bit more poppy, more belty, speechy kind of way. So yes, we had to do some negotiating because I knew that I was not gonna be. You were gonna slit my throat if I would have belt out the chorus.
I have nothing.
Even no, that was not gonna happen. But I did want to have a little bit more of my own character in my voice on the softer parts. So I don't believe myself if I go. No,
and to be totally plain, I also don't go full opera, or I should say classical technique on the lower parts. It's always blended because otherwise you cannot understand a word, and it definitely doesn't fit to because it is pop music. You know, everything not classical music is pop music, so that's also metal music is also seen as popular music. Which is the division, though it's not like top 40 pop music. It's not like that. But anyway,
would be nice.
As long as you're not singing classically in a classical environment, you have to do a mixed voice, especially in the low parts. Otherwise, it's silly because it's becomes some kind of circus act.
Yes, and that's really something that I feel, you know, like I really like to. Well, I prefer to, if I'm saying something that means to me, to say it more instead of putting on, you know.
I can give you the perfect example. When I was at the conservatory, we had to sing like these children's songs for some kind of project. And there was this girl in my year, and she could not do it, or she did not want to do it any other way than classically. So she really sang, and I have to do it in Dutch, but it's Verre Jacques, it's Vader Jacob.
Yeah.
And she really did Vader Jacob, which is absolutely stupid.
I also know, I have this story. My sister, she was, I think, once on a cruise, and there was like a band, you know, singing at the cruise, and there was this woman apparently also singing in a very classical way, like all kinds of pop hits. So it was like, oops, I did it again.
Okay, but that's
I
brilliant.
played with your heart. and we have to laugh about it.
We should do an album like this.
You think I'm in love.
What would be the silliest song to sing like this?
That's way up there. But how about I don't know, Britney Spears.
No, it's hard to think.
Britney Spears is just it's just really good material. I don't know, but something like from a boy band or something.
Yeah, I was thinking in the long lines of Bon Jovi.
Everybody,
yeah. Yes,
rock your body, yeah.
Okay, now I want the whole song.
No, it's
horrible.
wrong. It's wrong.
So there you have it. Case in point. No, but then obviously, to get back on topic, you love belting and you're so freaking good at it. That was my only bit of... I was a bit reserved on how much belt-ish sound I would hear.
Yeah.
But in the end, I think this is the perfect blend of keeping it a bit more neutral and then have some character which really defines your voice.
Yeah. No, and I really did, of course, love the idea of going full on classical on the and the chorus.
Wait, so really have to do this song now.
Lost it. Totally lost it. No, but yeah, it came out. It came out pretty nice. I also really like the because I thought like, damn, I have to sing a duet with Dianne, and she's like a totally the trombone.
I was like, where's this hand going? I'm getting bigger by the minute.
So I thought like, damn it, I have to, I have to get my voice nice and dark. But I think it sounds nice. I mean, you can still hear them like, la, la. If I hear your voice compared to mine, I'm thinking like I'm la la la. I sound like this.
Well, it's not. But to make the same comparison that I've made before a few times now, if you look at an orchestra, you're the trumpet and you're able to do the fast movements, which I really cannot do in the same way. I mean, you're brilliant at that. And I'm the trombone, so I'm the
some coloraturas.
Oh no, I would die. No. But speaking of the how to divide the vocal parts, I was under the assumption that because you are the lighter voice, if I might call it like this, that you would have the top part.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna sing the lead on your song.
And no, but for me, being classically trained, and this is like classically trained because this is the way. Whipped, classically whipped. For me, it was very. When I came into the studio, I was thinking, okay, so that's Marcela's line, and I'm the one below there.
Well, I did sneak some higher notes on the.
Oh, that's true.
On the end.
It's true. Your line starts in the chorus. It starts like low, 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 squeeze. Yeah. This lady can sing the high C like I don't know, like a bird twittering away with so much ease. I was like, okay, because there's also this Flameborn soul, which also goes up to the high C, which I like got out there.
Do you want me to slap you in the face? That's not true. It sounded really awesome.
Thank you.
It sounded super awesome. And
2 meters away from the mic.
Yes.
Let's also say that.
2 meters away from the mic and
so
with
loud.
this like super like very nice, warm, huge sound. And I'm like, I hate her. No, I don't know. Of course not. But I'm like, damn it. I want that. Because we always want what we don't have. And I've always wanted to be an alto. And I'm like, la, 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 you know. So.
My voice does not do that. But anyway, in the chorus, the way you move up to the high C and just sing down from that like high note with so much ease and attitude, I may add. No, that's really impressive.
Thank you.
And I'm happy that you also got to be on top of me. So wrong. As our friendship
we alternate.
Are we better friends yet?
I guess so.
Oh gosh.
It's a flexible position.
Yeah.
But that's a good segue because
we really hit a high right there.
Literally and figuratively.
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
Well, if I was squeaking a high C, then I guess it was.
Cut.
Okay.
Yeah, back to the question.
I think it was a question on Facebook about the choir parts, which is a nice segue to make to this.
Yeah.
If I am not mistaken, this was Annette Gulbrandsen.
I'm looking at the same question here. Choir parts. What decided which voice you sang?
I think we both sung all of them.
Not all of them. You did more for the chorus.
Yeah?
Yeah, because I was drinking coffee. I remember this. You were doing like, and these choir parts, I think we stayed listening to all our lead lines. And then the choir parts come. And this is just, like, how do you say it? Like those people in a
factory work.
Yeah, factory work.
It is.
There's nothing inspiring.
It's just about doing the exact same thing with a lot of precision over and over again. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because you sing them, like how many times do you sing the same line? Yeah, something like 8, yeah.
Because you want to make a choir out of it.
Yeah, and I think it's also penning-wise to have 3 here, 3 here, 3 here.
Yeah.
So for the ones only listening to our podcast, it's 3 on the left, 3 in the middle, 3 on the right. That's one voice. And then there's a second voice, a third. There's the octave. Somehow, sometimes also like the third on the octave.
Oh, yeah. I remember
So a lot of voices.
I did a lot of manly tenor-ish things. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's but this is something that I do very often in the studio for different recordings. So when Yo says like, yeah, do it again, just do it again, and just do it again, and it's it's like factory work.
And you're really good at that.
Thanks.
I think if I do that too. But with me, there's also always some. Have you ever noticed that I always exchange the word also and always? It's very annoying.
I haven't.
Something that you haven't?
No,
I've done this for such a long time. But anyway, there was an in-between. I'm a bit of a... Yeah, no, I don't want to say diva because it has such a negative... cling to it. But I'm.
But what do you mean?
I always want to explain if something doesn't work in the studio or vocally it didn't work. I would want to explain why it didn't work or what I'm missing. And Joost is really like, okay, again. And I'm there like, and do you remember when hold on. It wasn't my fault.
And I'm just like, yeah.
You're really good at that.
But I'm really used to it because I know that if I say something, it's just gonna take more time, and I want to.
It is, but then I will at least.
And I want to get it done,
feel heard
as quickly as possible. No, but I do have a lot of respect because now that I heard you record the song, like you really have a very specific idea about how everything, every vowel should sound like, which is a very classical thing. But I mean, it's brilliant because if I hear the final product, then I think like, oh yeah, well, yeah, I get it.
Thank you.
I totally get it.
That's a huge compliment. Thank you. I'm really, really strict with myself. That was also one of the reasons that at the end of the conservatory in my master, it almost became too much.
Really?
Yeah, because I was so strict that as soon as I was singing, I was like, oh, I was like, oh yeah, can't do it.
Horrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like my mini Adolf.
Oh no.
Yeah,
no.
I was really strict with myself. And so I had to take a break then.
So you didn't hear like, no, you heard a little 9.
Yeah. Marcela, yeah. Oh, that's really dark. But
you started
and that was even before I joined Xandria.
Oh.
Shots fired. Anyways. This is horrible. See? Anyways, I was really firm with myself and I still have that tendency. But now I know that I need those little breaks in between. I cannot do the automatic, like, yeah, okay, again and again and again and again. I need to have a little bit of room to figure out what did I do wrong. Wrong is a different word. Or what should I do differently to get this note, like, bam,
right
in the center.
Yeah.
So I want to have a quick moment to think about it, and then I love to share my thoughts about that.
No, but I totally get this because I have this also sometimes. You know, that you have to verbalize like, oh yeah, I did this, but that's not going to work. I have to do something different. So I'm going to do this. Yes.
Yes. And sometimes there are also different ideas that just pop up like, oh, maybe you should sing it like this. And then I really want to go back to the piano to see the jump that I'm going to make, because seeing for me makes it totally different to sing. I don't want to sing it. Yeah, because singing is like shifting gear, and 1 to 2 doesn't matter that much, but 2 to 3 in a car is a big jump, and that's also for the voice. Yeah. Going from chest voice to head voice, I can always compare it to the second and a third gear, you really have to know that you're going there, because otherwise it will like.
But I really love it because it's all visual, right?
Yeah.
You want to look at
true.
you want to look at the notes. You are thinking of you're seeing the gears in your head.
I need to see it. That's true. That's also why I write the sheet music, vocal sheet music, so that I can see it when I'm singing it, and it's always a good practice, because once I've written everything down, it's like studying for an exam. Yeah. Once you've written down the lines and the lines and the lines, like geography, you already know it.
Yeah, I record everything.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I recorded multiple times, or just sing it multiple times, and it's more of a sound thing. I remember it mostly from like the vowel sounds and the sensations of producing a certain note. Yeah,
yes, that's completely
sheet music
different,
also really helps, of course, but I don't take the time to write it down.
You remember the Aryan shows that we did together? I wrote
everything down, and I'm like, oh my god. No, my god. Yeah. Cool.
But it helps. Yeah.
Let's see. Do we have any more interesting questions? I was looking at Instagram. Let me see.
And then a question about the... Not the video. We're not there yet.
Oh, well, Lucinda Vintera asked a lot of questions, but I think, however, we already answered some of this. Well, what was Marcela's input in Dianne song? None.
The verses. No, the sound of the verses.
The sound,
input.
The sound, but the not in the writing. I did, however, I really wanted to make sure that I was portraying the emotions very correctly. Also in the video, so I was driving her crazy because on every scene I was like,
"What do I feel here?
What am I feeling here? What am I? What?" I went very method on it, but so that I'm very proud of.
To which the short answer is drama.
Drama. But she asks, is it easier or harder to work with your BFF?
Oh, it's much harder.
Is it really?
No, it is. It's the same thing as performing for people you know.
Yeah.
Performing for...
Was it hard? Did you?
No, but I'm comparing it to... Performing for like family and friends is much harder than performing for a huge crowd of people you do not know.
Yeah. I do find it also more difficult to record something or sing for when I know that someone is listening who knows what they're doing.
Yeah. That's true.
Like, oh yeah. When I started taking lessons at Universal Voice, I was in. They let me skip the first year, which is for the beginners, and I entered the second year. It was the first time that they gave it, so there was no first year. But however, everybody in there could already sing quite well. You had some people from the musical world, and then you go like, okay,
oh yeah,
belt something for everybody, and like, no, yeah, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I did nail the classical thing the first time, so that was very satisfying.
Obviously.
It's like, okay, nobody can do this better than me. Thank you.
Well, it's funny because I also talked to some of my ex-studenten. How do you say that? The people I studied at the conservatory with classical study. Yeah. And not one of them mentioned that they could hear that you didn't go to the conservatory. So they...
Really?
Yeah. So they really accepted, and this really sounds like we're in some kind of league that doesn't accept foreigners. But none of them thought like, hey, you're not on the level that we're used to.
Right. That's cool.
So that's a huge compliment. And I feel the same way, because otherwise I wouldn't have asked you to sing classical with me.
Yeah. No, thanks.
Yeah. So then a video shoot weekend arrived.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have any fun anecdotes about the shooting of the clip? Also,
well, I just mentioned that hugging Steven was a much more softer experience than hugging Marcela. Because in the video now it looks like really nice. We're running towards one another, which we also did for the shoot, but then many times over, because same as recording a choir, it's like with a video shoot also. It's from different angles, and every angle is done 3-4 times.
Yeah, and there's only one camera, of course.
Otherwise it would be not that intense. but anyways, running towards Marcela, and we really ran because, otherwise it would not be believable.
Yeah.
But we ran into one another, and then
there was impact, and I was wearing this
little miss over here was wearing a corset, an armor corset.
Yeah,
the Madonna style. So with the iron boobies.
not cones.
Not cones. No, I would have pierced me. No, not the cones. Just
impaled soprano.
Then the real drama started.
Yeah.
No, but that was. I've never hugged someone that way. Like every time, it was like, ugh!
And me, of course, going my full method. I'm like, just like going for it, like, boom. I'm sorry.
Because I just seen a question.
You came up with the wardrobe,
it's my fault. I know. I take full blame because it's my idea. It's my design. And I thought, hey, that would, because you're such a phenomenon woman.
Phenomenon.
You're such a beautiful woman.
I'm very proud of my femininity.
Yeah, you're not a tomboy at all. Although you're an IT wizard. Yeah, but I think you're very...
Feminine.
How does one say that? Feminine.
Feminine.
Right?
Yeah, feminine.
So.
Feminine.
Feminine? I think Marcela is very feminine. Feminine. Now. Feminine.
This is madness.
Anyways, long story short, the hugging with the armor corset.
The hugging was painful.
Kind of painful.
Yeah, for you, I didn't feel a thing. I'm
but
sorry.
I also, because that really worked on my and lachzenuwen, we say in the on my
your funny bone.
On my funny bone, is that a thing? So that really did work on my funny bone, because every time the impact camera started giggling, and then Renee shouted from the camera, "Keep it serious, ladies."
So funny.
Yeah.
Well, that was funny. The time that I was suffering was when we were tied up together in front of the flames. There's a scene in which
Marcela magically grew 15
I grew
centimeters.
magically. So we have established in the studio now officially that our height difference is 15 centimeters. I am 15 centimeters shorter than Dianne. So
wait, let me correct that.
No, but now we have perspective, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So in the video shoot, we were some scenes where we were like back to back, and it would look very funny if I was actually in the playback scenes
where we are in front of the fire.
Yeah. And when we're in front of the fire, I'm standing on a tiny step that is around 15 centimeters high.
Yeah.
However, we're, like acting and, being cool and stuff while we are
being front
women. Well, we're literally tied together on multiple places by this rope by this band of fabric.
Yeah.
So I have a span of like 2 centimeters to move back and forth and left and right.
Yep.
And I just felt Dianne pulling me every time. It was like, yes, like doing all of these like
I'm
cute
living the drama.
Flameborn. And I'm like, I'm falling from the step. So
wild playbacking.
Yeah.
So every time you see Marcela smiling to the camera, she's cursing. Like, get her!
I was actually very happily surprised at
that we didn't fall.
That we didn't fall, for one, and that there's actually quite a few very cool takes.
There, yeah.
So I also thought, like, oh damn, we look cool.
No, it's funny because the stuff like this is an inner struggle, and you really don't see that.
And I also think, can I talk about the scene where you're taking off my bracers?
Yeah,
because there we're also using a step. And to me now, it's really funny to see my waist, like actually almost at your boob level. It looks really funny. So if you go back and look at it, then you can have a little laugh.
Yeah,
but I'm small. I'm sorry. But anyway,
is there anything else, a funny moment? Maybe it might be fun to share that the film crew is like 3 people who everyone knows because they're also in Blackbriar. So it's René, the drummer, Zora, the singer, and then Robin, the guitar player. Though I think he's a bass player. You know, looks wise, you would say, which instrument is yours? Bass. But he's a guitar player.
Yeah.
Anyway, he will get there one day. That's a different story. That you know, people look like their instruments.
Yeah.
You know, bass players are very typical, and I just consider him more of a bass player than a guitar player.
And the funny thing is that they do not look alike.
No.
But when you look at them, you know, like
that's a bass player. Yeah. So anyway,
funny. Anyway.
That was a little in between. But the funny thing I wanted to share is, which is really common for us, but if you film, especially if you do this 360, which we had with the hug, they are also there. So René is holding the camera, and then Robin and Zora are also there. They have different functions.
Yeah.
But they have to hide behind a tree.
Oh, yeah. Or hide behind the camera. So they're all running behind the camera.
Yeah, run behind
while the camera is circling around us. Yeah.
But Robin, in many examples, was just standing behind a tree. And it was like, okay, action. And you would see this because he's like almost 2 meters.
Yeah.
And also like wide.
Yeah.
Wide. And he would just be like,
man.
zip, invisible behind the tree. That's really funny to see.
That's a skill.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
It could be a ninja.
Yeah, a bass ninja.
Bass ninja.
So that's a funny moment. We had a lot of rain.
Yes. The first day there was a lot of rain as well. Yeah, but all in all, I think
the second didn't matter because we were inside.
That's true.
A barn, and and in the second we had a visitor, a mouse.
Yeah,
which freaked Zora out like majorly.
I didn't see it, luckily.
It was running behind the cage in which I was. And I was like, oh, this little cute mouse, I would have it. But he didn't think I was cute.
This little lady, by the way, also
the snails.
handpicked snails from the garden to put on that table. You can see the snails in the video.
Yeah, they're on the food.
And you were like, little snail, and like, look, and I'm like, putting it in my face, and like,
that's on video as well. That will go into it's not finished yet. The location scouting vlog now is finished and is on my Patreon. But I also do a behind the scenes of the video shoot, and there I'm trying to feed you a snail, and your reaction is, oh hell no. But this is a spur of the moment kind of thing because I just saw them crawling around in the morning, and I was like, yes,
looks nice.
This says grotesque, and obviously the demon is like this half dead, half alive.
Well, if you really wanted to go
entity,
if you really wanted to go grotesque, then you could have gone to a fishing store and get those like
rotten fish
maggots.
Yeah.
Although if you had done that, I would have quit the video.
Yeah. So look, elegantly grotesque snails. And they were unharmed. Yeah. They were all thrown outside again. No, I think so. Yeah. Although they also just crawled there in the barn. So it was like...
Yeah. They were sort of already in the vicinity.
Yeah. In the vicinity.
Yeah. In the vicinity of the barn.
They were like, if it is shoot in my house, I need to be part of it. Anyways, another question that I saw is someone asking, who is this demon? Is it the same as in Unleash the Siren?
Good question.
Is it the same?
Well,
you know.
No.
In Unleash the Siren is our good friend Annemieke.
Yeah.
Who we will see for dinner this Friday.
Yes.
Really looking forward.
And who could have very well be also a third member of this podcast, I think.
Oh, she could.
In that sense.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I have some images now that about eggplants that would often be talked about.
We
if
would
she
talk a lot
joins.
more about eggplants.
Yeah,
that's
it would
for
be
sure.
more about vegetables.
It would be it would have a different
very
rating.
healthy podcast. Anyways, she's the demon in Unleash the Siren. This is a different demon. It's also a different demon visually because it's also a different demon in the story. Because the one chasing me in Unleash the Siren is not the same demon that haunted us in Flameborn.
Yeah.
In the past of Flameborn.
Because isn't in Unleash the Siren the demon also you?
Eventually, yes, eventually. But there is a reason why I was stuck with all these thoughts haunting me after I've already left and had no contact with those people anymore. And the reason for that definitely was a person I consider a demon. But that is a different demon than the one now, because the one now is the cretin, which is also a reference to the lyric that is in After the Storm. The cretin will not atone. He will not be dethroned. That is the tyrant. Yes, tyrant. But I also call him cretin.
Yes, you do.
Because I love this word. It's an old English word, and it just means fool.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
So, but different person, and it's a male. But I had someone who would be playing the demon, and then she couldn't make it. So this was a last minute stand-in, and it's not someone who wants to be revealed,
right?
Because it's a close friend of mine who is like, okay, I'll do it, but I don't want to be in any vlog,
right.
The picture,
yeah.
So
okay,
he's just very good at being theatrical,
very good at being a demon.
Yeah.
So I have here a little bit of a different kind of question from Creativosaurus, and he says, metal is a very open-minded genre. You prove that it works great in combination with opera voices.
Yeah.
Thank you. The genre knows no borders. Folk is another genre that has been blended into metal successfully to create a new subgenre. My question is, are there other music genres that deserve a try to combine with metal? And are there genres where this would be very difficult? I can imagine jazz may be a challenge.
I've heard jazz metal.
Me too.
Yeah. Now wondering if we've heard the same thing. It was like drums, bass, and saxophone.
No, but I know that that there are bands that are very much influenced by jazz, and although the songs don't really or like completely respect that sort of like free improvisation form that jazz has, because that I've never heard of, like of a band that takes, for instance, like a sort of like riff or a standard and then improvises on top of it as a thing. But there are a lot of bands that do have a lot of jazz influences. I remember this band Tomera, with which I recorded a little violin part at some point. They had a lot of jazz influences. I actually had a band in Mexico called Elfonia, and our second album had a lot of jazz influences as well, because our bass player and our drummer were both very much into jazz. So that works. But I think metal has been blended with pretty much everything.
A lot. Yeah. Because
Nowadays.
our good friend Valerio also blends it with dance, I think.
Yeah.
Not very familiar with
absolutely
all the electronic genres.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I think we've climbed every mountain at this point. Yeah, because there's
Sound of Music metal. Yes.
Well, I know that there is a guy, for instance, that has made metal covers of a lot of like ABBA songs and stuff.
Yes,
and that
I
sounds
love that.
very much like musical metal.
Yeah.
So I think everything has been done.
It's horse riding metal.
Horse riding.
Yeah, ABBA songs metal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. I really love some classical influences in metal for sure.
Me too.
Cool.
Let's see. Where are we at? Final questions?
Yes.
I do have a nice thing for the video that would be nice to share, because I don't know if I've already shared that previously in our live stream that we had on Patreon. So the thing that I haven't shared yet is the clothes of Flameborn that we're wearing are actually pretty special. The armor is provided by Mythalon, and that is, this is a little advert.
Yeah.
But it's great because they are lending these beautiful pieces to me. And the belts, also the one you gave me in the video, which I will wear in the next video as well.
Very beautiful.
They're all provided by Mythalon, and they're wonderful people who are open to working with people like me who start up their career anew.
Thank you much. Thank you very much. Yeah.
But then, while those pieces are new, a lot of the pieces in the video are pretty old.
Really?
For example, the dress I'm wearing, and are you going to be surprised like last time when I told you for the second time? Now I'll tell you for the third time. The dress I'm wearing is actually the first dress that I ever wore with Exandria's show. So even before... Yeah,
what?
Like, yeah.
Now I do remember the
now
story.
You do. So... before Sacrificium was announced, or no, not was announced, was released, there were 4 shows in Spain and the 70,000 tons of metal, and then 1 or 2 shows in Mexico.
Aha!
And on those shows, I wore the dress that I now am wearing in this video.
Oh, but you mean when you're in the cage?
Yes, the black dress. Because it's the prequel to After the Storm, so I needed to have an outfit
Right.
that matched the Exandria era without it being too obvious. So I didn't want to wear the full-on, Phoenix outfit.
Yeah.
Of course, I took off the embellishments and I altered it with some fake leather. But there are some feathers in my collar, which kind of refer already to the Sacrificium big collar from that outfit. And then, of course, there's also some part of Theater of Dimensions in the video, because the skirt from the outfit of Theater of Dimensions is featuring in the video on you.
Ah, of course.
Yeah, you're wearing part.
That's a very cool skirt.
It is a very cool skirt. It can be worn on both sides. One
for
side
me,
is...
it was almost a maxi dress.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for me, it's a skirt. For you, was like waist high.
For you, it's a mini skirt. For me, is a
no. But anyway, and one side is purple, and I most of the time wore it with the purple on the outside.
Yeah,
and you wore it now with the purple on the inside. So for those of you who really like the details and the Easter eggs, go check that out, because that's the same. And then, so we have now 2 albums, and then we're missing 1 EP. And for that EP, I wore on tour a crown with the skeletons and the big spikes.
From the demon.
And that's what the demon is wearing. So there's a part of Xandria, of all music that we put out there in this video.
Wow.
Because it's about the past. And then in the present, I'm wearing the beige dress. And you were so very kind to give me a new belt. And this is kind of like Harry Potter-ish.
You're a wizard.
Has presented me with a sock. So this vocal IT wizard has presented me with a belt. I'm free. Yeah.
So I'm a wizard?
You're a wizard, Harry. Yeah, you are. So last and final question for today. People are asking me, when we start touring, will you go live? And the answer is somewhere in the future. I definitely will, because I cannot wait to sing these songs on stage. And obviously, you have to be there.
Yeah.
Not in the crowd, but on stage. Bring your step. Let's paint it black before.
I'm gonna wear how do you call it? Stilts.
Oh yes, please do.
And break my face.
And we'll have
and every other
two
bone in my
gorgeous men carry you to the stage.
Oh. Okay.
Oh. So yes, as somewhere in the future, I would love to present the album when it comes out, which will be with or around the 10th and final song. And then I would love to present the album live. I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know when. That is something I will think about a little bit further down the line. For now, I'm fully focused on writing the new song. Because Dianne 5 will have its first writing session pretty soon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
It is. Yeah. And if you would like to follow that, I do have a Patreon. You do too.
I do too.
And we have a podcast Patreon.
Yes.
But speaking of Patreon,
yeah.
If you would like to join us for our little podcast adventure, then you're very welcome to join us on Patreon, where you get early access and bonus content, which you do not have to forget to shoot after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that we have to do. If you're not on Patreon and you would like to support us, then do share our podcast with everyone you know. Give us 5 stars. No? Is it 5 stars? 5 thumbs up? No, you cannot do 5 thumbs up.
You can give us a thumbs up on YouTube.
Yes, you can give us a thumbs up. You can give us 5 stars on Spotify.
Yeah.
Spotify, I think. Stream us wherever you want, whenever you want. Share it with everyone you know.
Leave us a comment.
Leave us a comment, indeed, on our social post. Follow us on social media. And then we'll promise that next year we will give you at least 4 episodes again.
Oh, God. Lame.
We're just like Erin, you know?
Yeah. Are we?
Erin, like Ian Lucas. Like, here are my albums. I will only go live like how many years later?
Every 2 years. Yeah. Luckily, we're a little bit more frequent than Arian.
See? So there was a little bit of a freestyle episode.
Freestyle.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think it was fun.
Absolutely.
Next time we'll do a script and pretend to know it by heart while reading it. No, but this was fun. I loved talking about music.
Which we said we would never do.
No.
And now it's the second time we've done it.
We're such rule breakers. It's like, are we better rebels yet?
We are.
Yeah, so now who has to ask the question? Oh, I will ask you. Marcela Bovio. My dear friend. Are we better friends yet?
Yes, of course. But now you have to come and do a collaboration with me sometime.
Have you heard it? You heard it here first.
Yay!
Okay, let's write that down. You actually said it now. Do I have to belt everything then?
Yes.
Because I'm stepping in. Oh, yes. That was a very spontaneous yes.
No. We'll come up with something nice.
Stepping into your world.
We'll do something nice. I'll think about it.
What was the Backstreet Boys song again?
Everybody, yeah, rock your body. Let's just go. Bye.
Rock your body right. Backstreet's back.
All right.
Bye.